JJ and Bad Robot are developing DC and TV projects, and then for Deadline, it said specifically around Justice League Dark, and then there's been other kind of like we always talk about on Geek First, like C tier, B tier scoopers that were saying, well, I'll get into the specifics, but they had said don't let this blah 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 blah. What was that? It's more than just Justice League Dark that they'll do. Let them do it DC. So and the projects that was been listed by other kind of reporters or leakers have been Swamp Thing, Zatanna, and Constantine. We'll get into those three specifically, if I can learn how to speak, of course. So this is not exactly where I thought JJ and Bad Robot were going to go first, but maybe it's a good stepping stone to build towards the future. The obvious one is Superman, right? I think for two reasons. One, JJ wrote Superman back in the day, a script flyby, a controversial script, but at the end of the day, there's many people that love Man of Steel, and that's a controversial movie. And plus, he's a way different filmmaker and writer now. So maybe he would do the exact same movie where Lex Luthor's from Krypton as well, but maybe he wouldn't. So when people go, that, I just don't get it because people change, especially someone like him. Look at what he's been through. I would still want to crack because I think the number two reason is just, I think visually and just the vibe that JJ brings, whether it's been Star Wars, Star Trek, or Mission Impossible 3, which is a fantastic movie. No one talks about it. Mission Impossible 3 is easily the best Mission Impossible. He, to me, just has the right stuff for a Superman movie. So I think, and many people feel that way, and I think if you look at something, The Force Awakens, that vibe put in a Superman movie would be fantastic. I'm not a Man of Steel fan, so I'm not looking for more of that Zack Snyder universe vibe. So I do want that. Justice League Dark is a very interesting choice because, one, it's kind of been movie-wise development hell. Those characters we talked about, Swamp Thing got a TV show canceled, Constantine TV show canceled, and now he's in the Arrowverse. So it's interesting in that realm is the films for a while, it was, wasn't Guillermo del Toro directing it? And then there was rumors at one point it was the guy that did Don't Breathe, Eddie Alvarez, who I love. And then there's rumors about Andy Muschietti from It possibly doing it, but then he went to Flash. So it's kind of been in a development hell for a while, just whether it's this movie or all of them together. And two, I just didn't... Superman makes sense. Some other people, Patty Jenkins is doing it, but Wonder Woman makes sense. Flash, to me, makes sense. Something like Batman, I don't see JJ doing that. Something like Justice League Dark, it's kind of the same way. If you look at his work, there's, of course, dark elements, especially something like Super 8. It's kind of like a monster movie. Force Awakens, you have someone like a Kylo Ren, Rise of Skywalker, and Palpatine. So there's like some scary bad guy stuff in there. But really, he is much more of a light-hearted filmmaker, and I know that sounds probably like really undercutting. I'm not. He's one of my favorite directors. Rise Skywalker really disappointed me, but I do need to see what he does after the bounce back because there's been so many rumors about Disney this and him that and Lucasfilm that, everything. So I'm not going to hold him completely to that. There's a chance I will because I need to see more, and there's definitely things in there that he's talked about that if he's not lying and he's defending them and that's true, then I would be really disappointed. And he made mistakes that I thought were kind of a pretty big mistakes from J.J. Abrams, who I don't think usually makes many mistakes. He may play it safe, but that's sometimes what you get when someone plays it safe. They don't make mistakes. He, to me, made a lot of them. So it's interesting just genre in general because that is a more horror, dark, supernatural superhero product. It's not the one I would have paired him with. It's not the one, maybe Bad Robot for sure, but even then to do maybe one project but to kind of focus on them, and especially what we're talking about now. So the first three that they've been kind of rumored to talk about, Swamp Thing, Constantine, and Zatanna. Zatanna, you get my seal of approval. I've been in love with that character ever since the Batman animated series. I really, really like her. And then after that in comics, and then more recently, Young Justice. Love her in that show. She's probably, as far as DC characters, I don't know if she's top 10, but she's close. I'm a big Zatanna fan. I think there's tons of potential there. Great. Sign me up. I hope that is a movie, not a TV show. I would just like that magically have that budget, go and get a really great actress. Of course, there's no names that are great actors, but I want someone with a vehicle, like a star vehicle, to be put on that. Swamp Thing to me makes sense because we kind of heard rumors about that TV show, one, being expensive, but two, also there was future for an Elseworlds as far as or other places in the DCU or DC kind of world as far as, because they didn't say, as far as what I saw, this wouldn't be, they're not clarifying if it's like a Joker situation where they're one-offs or if it is a part of the DCU. And if they're doing all these and they're doing Constantine, maybe they're trying to do their own mini Avengers or another universe where whether these are TV shows or movies, they are going to try and meet up for a Justice League Dark. So it sounds like that's kind of all unknown. I want to see if I can actually pull up this article here, but maybe I'll do that in a second. But Constantine, that one I think you could sleep on, and I think, and maybe that's, and these are all rumors, right? But that's, I think, one you could wait for. I don't think that's one that you need to do right away. I think because one, you had the failed TV show, you had that Swamp Thing, but with Swamp Thing, there was other things going on, right? Some behind the scenes with the DC Universe stuff. Constantine, you've had a movie that was kind of all right, and then you had the TV show get canceled. I don't see the purpose unless you are trying to do the whole team up thing. I was trying to pull up the article here, and then that was the other thing as well too. It says other people were saying that there's potential for continuing on other stuff, and I think that's the biggest thing, that maybe this is just okay. One, obviously, if they're doing kind of multiple characters in Justice League Dark, they enjoy those characters and those themes. So great, cool. But I also think this could be a test. Back to my first point, when James Gunn was doing interviews saying that he could pick any project, he picked Suicide Squad. So maybe the same thing. J.J. Abrams signed a huge deal. You pick anything you want. And that is a good sign to me that these characters interest them. It's not, hey, you got to put on. But maybe it is just I don't want to start with a Superman. I don't want to stop at the top. I want to start with someone a little well known, somewhere I can play with a little bit. And that's something too. With Superman, maybe people go, oh, he's gonna make a kind of like a Dawn or rip off, something like that. With Justice League Dark, if he directs one of these movies, as of right now, it just sounds like he's producing them, but he could direct one, and I don't think there's a template for any of those type of movies, right? So let's see. According to Deadline, things are very much in the beginning phases. There are currently no solid plans. Bad Robot's motion picture and divisions are separately working on developing adaptations of Warner Brothers. They'll meet soon to decide which characters will get their own projects, which could mean we could get a solo projects from Justice League Dark family in addition to or instead of an ensemble team up. Sources close, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it looks like, while no specific characters have been named, it's likely safe to assume signature members, blah, 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 and they list a bunch. That's from IGN. So it looks like it's kind of up in the air. Is he a good fit? If he directs one of these, I have to see. I think Satana would be more in his wheelhouse. And I can't say 100% because Rise of Skywalker I thought was going to be a lot better. And I already did preference that there's been lots of Disney stuff, but let's just take that out. Let's just say it was Chris Terrio and his story, and he made a lot of choices. He won Rey. I'm not going to get into that spoilers, but he made certain choices, right? To me, when I thought he was going to do episode 9, I really thought he was going to swing for the fences. I think he did in some aspects, but very little. I thought after Force Awakens, he wouldn't want to say, you just made a cover song again, and he took that route. So that's why I got a little blood in my mouth from J.J. Abrams that way, because I defend him for ever since it's been announced. Everyone's a safe choice. Why would you go with J.J. again? I was like, no, he's going to knock it out of the park. He has something to prove. Apparently he didn't. Maybe he did, but I'm just saying if there's no controversy, which maybe there is, but if it's just their film, let me down. So it's not something that I jump to right away as far as I'm really interested. I still love J.J. Abrams because most directors have a bad film, and I think this was his first actual bad film. Star Trek Into Darkness people throw out, but I don't care about Star Trek, so I liked it enough. So it's going to be interesting. Do I think he's the right choice? I'll say for now, of course, he has a great background. He's very successful, but I can honestly say same thing when I was talking about the MCU and Patrick Stewart, Professor X, Bad Robot and the TV shows, yes. Him directing a movie, I'm going to say no, just because I haven't seen anything from that like him. Super 8's the closest, I would say, right? That's kind of a sci-fi horror. Do I want to see him do it? Yes. That's different from do I think he's the perfect fit or do I think he's the right fit? That's also me being like someone when I heard the Fede Alvarez rumors, those were perfect. He's someone I want to do Batman. There's a certain type of taste that I think a director needs to do to tackle some of these, and maybe JJ has that. Maybe he has that muscle. He just has never stretched it. He's never flexed it in front of us. So I hope that happens. I feel like Super 80 did do that a little, and I feel like that is one of his weaker films. So I hope it does happen. I want to see it happen. I want JJ in the DC universe. Like I said, Rise of Skywalker disappointed me, but I'm a fan of a lot of his work. I think he's a great director. I like the way he thinks for the most part. I like his visual style. I like his team. So I like the characters he can build. build. So right fit, I don't know about that, but it intrigues me. And also, I just like that Justice League Dark is moving. I'm not a huge Justice League Dark fan, but I know there's lots of people that are, and I like that we're doing some different stuff. I still want my Jokers and my Batmans, but I also want other DC movies to flourish and become popular and people to know them. So it's very interesting. I cannot wait to see what comes of this more. And like I said, I do think this could be testing ground because maybe he is going to do Superman, but this is let's just start here and work our way up, and that'd be perfect. So yeah, let me know what you think. Is he the right fit? Are you happy about this? Are you kind of bummed out because maybe you're not a fan of his work? Are you thrilled? Let me know in the comments below or tweet at me, anything like that. All the stuff is, down below in the description where you can find me.